Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have some major breaking news. NATO forces have engaged aircraft that are believed to have been Russian over a secretive submarine location in France, all the way on the western side of France, I believe. Yet again, Russia continues to poke and prod and push as far as they can. And now NATO forces have opened fire on the aircraft the Russians sent over this submarine location. So this is big, big news. We are going to break it down. It also just comes after multiple drones, allegedly, reportedly, whatever you want to say, attempted to take down and or hit the plane Zelensky was on when flying to Ireland. A lot of fluid, rapid development. So we are going to get into it all. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. Comment with your thoughts below. Do you want to see NATO forces continue to engage Russian aircraft? Should every one of these aircraft be shot down? How does this situation end? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that notification bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with any tips you got. And then in the video description and pinned comment is the link to join our members only tiers with exclusive access and benefits. Now let's get into it. As viewers of the channel know, we have had massive issues between NATO and Russia as the Ukraine war rages on. One of the major things that the Russians have decided to do is wage what is known as a hybrid war. And one of the major pillars of that hybrid war is regularly and consistently violating NATO airspace, whether with fighter jets or drones. Drones generally are used to violate the airspace, but on at least two different occasions, fighter jets, Russian fighter jets, were flown into NATO territory. The biggest one was when 3 MiGs flew into Estonia. They were not shot down, but NATO forces were scrambled. Then they had a fighter jet that flew into Lithuania. That also was not shot down, but a response was scrambled. When it comes to the drones, they flew a ton into Poland. Some of those were shot down. They flew some into Belgium. The Belgians attempted to intercept them and failed in Belgium. They actually flew them over a site housing the United States nuclear weapons. So this situation continues to get hotter and hotter, and it does certainly seem like we are hitting a boiling point, and it appears NATO has now had enough because they engaged, and they engaged heavy on Thursday night in France. So it says the French Navy opened fire at drones that were detected over a highly sensitive military site harboring French nuclear submarines, according to the newswire agency France Press. 5 drones were detected Thursday night over the submarine base of Ile-Loge. If I'm mispronouncing that, let me know in the comments below. In Brittany, in western France, a strategic military site home to ballistic missile submarines. Of course, the French have nukes, and they have the ability to launch nukes from their submarines. Citing the French gendarmerie, which is part of the military. The submarines harbored at the base carry nuclear weapons and are a key part of France's nuclear deterrent. French Navy troops in charge of protecting the base opened fire. The report said it was unclear whether the drones were shot down. Local authorities told AFP a legal investigation had been launched and that the base wasn't affected in its operations. Drones had already been spotted in the area last month, albeit not directly above the base, per French media reports. The site had been buzzed by drones long before the invasion of Ukraine. The incident follows a string of recent drone incursions into NATO airspace, with unmanned aircraft seen buzzing around a sensitive military sites and civil infrastructure in recent months across Europe, including Belgium, Germany, Denmark, and Norway. In Poland, fighter jets were scrambled in September to shoot down drones of Russian origin in an incident widely seen as an escalation of Russian President Vladimir Putin's hybrid war on Europe. French authorities haven't yet commented on the suspected origin of the drone incident Thursday at the well-known military site. Well, I don't think we need to wait long. We obviously know this is the Russians. The Russians have been doing this around the clock. They will continue to do it. Now, I do have this. So this is the area, what you see here on your screen. This is the general area of where the incident occurred. So somewhere around here is where it happened. I think it might be more to the north a little bit. So this, what you're looking at, is the general area of where the Russian drones came in, and then the French Navy engaged them with heavy gunfire, heavy anti-drone measures to try to bring them down. So a little bit more about the base. We'll throw this up on the screen for you. Give me 1 second. So I was able to zoom in, but it's blurred out. So what you see here in this blurred out video right here, this is the blurred out part. That is the exact area the submarines were when the drones came in. And that is where they engaged again with heavy fire, heavy anti-drone measures, heavy, weaponry. The drones flew over the subs with nukes, and the French Navy engaged them right there. That area, that blurred out area on your screen, is the exact location where the drones were shot at when they flew in and violated French airspace. Some further information about it. I'll throw this up on the screen. Give me 1 second. So right here, these are the 3 zones of the base, of the secretive submarine base where the Russians sent the drones. It says zone yellow encompasses the harbor and submarine installations, notably 2 roofed, 660-foot long docks. A 170-meter long bunker between the 2 docks is used to load and unload the nukes. And let's see right here. So the base became operational in 1972, started being built in 1967. So let's see if there's any other photos of it. So that's another look at it. Right here, this right at your screen here, that's where the submarines were, right at the tip. That is where the drones came in. Now, I'm going to pull this off the screen real quick for you as we address this, and then we're going to get into the incident that just happened as well. So the Russians continue to push the limits. They continue to send drones all over Europe at sites housing nukes. This is at least the second time they have gone after a nuke site with their drones. And that is crazy that the Russians feel so brazen and so empowered that they think they can fly drones into NATO airspace and NATO territory, and they don't think anything's going to happen. Well, now things are happening. They are unleashing. NATO is engaging. They are now trying to shoot these things down. And guys, France is all the way in Western Europe. It is about as far away from Russia as you can get. And they are flying these drones, likely launching them from boats or Navy ships, secret Navy ships, possibly even submarines in the region. They're launching them covertly to go into NATO airspace and highly sensitive NATO military installations. You can't tolerate this. You absolutely cannot allow this to continue. What the French Navy did, France, of course, is a major part of NATO. Shooting them down is your only option. You have to engage them immediately. And I would say the same thing about the Russian fighter jets. If you don't want your airspace violated, shoot down anything that tries to get in, especially fighter jets. Why should NATO tolerate and allow Russian fighter jets to violate its airspace? The reason the Russians are doing it is because they believe nothing is going to be done in response. They believe nobody will shoot back. Well, you can't allow it. And that comes on the heels of this. So Zelensky flew to Ireland. It says 4 unidentified military-style drones breached a no-fly zone to target Zelensky's arrival in Dublin. I made a video about this earlier this morning. Go check that out. It says 4 unidentified military-style drones breached a no-fly zone and flew towards the flight path of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's plane at sea near Dublin Airport. The plane landed slightly ahead of schedule just moments before the incident happened, about 11 p.m. The drones reached the location where Zelensky's plane was expected to be at the exact moment it had been due to pass. So the only reason Zelensky's plane didn't get hit by these drones is because it just barely landed earlier. So they just missed each other in the air. If it had landed on time, the drones would have hit it. So it also says it says down here, military drones are capable of a large range of functions. In this case, the fact the drones had their lights on has led security forces to suspect that the aim was to disrupt Zelensky's plane. It said Ireland security services have found that the drones in the Irish Sea were large, hugely expensive, of military specification, and that the incident could be classed as part of the hybrid attack. And again, it is the Russians carrying out the hybrid attack. So that is where we are. The Russians continue to regulate. Now, Ireland's not part of NATO, so that you can't say they violated NATO airspace, but they continue to regularly violate NATO airspace. NATO forces are now engaging the Russian drones as they should be. You can't let this happen. You have to shoot them down. You don't have a choice. And I would say any aircraft of any kind, drones or planes that violate NATO airspace, you have to send the message, this will not be tolerated. The way you send that message is by blowing them out of the sky. That is the simple matter of the fact. You have to send the message, we will shoot you down. End of story. You come into our airspace, we're blowing you up. Boom, game over. But I want to know what you guys think, because I'm sure this is going to continue and we will continue to monitor it. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see NATO engage these aircraft, shoot these aircraft down? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. Right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with any tips you have. And the link to join our members-only exclusive perks and benefits is in the video description and in the pinned comment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.